Chapter 6. The Secret Department. The morning at the police station seemed like any other, but for Alex, every step resonated with the burden of the new reality he faced. The discovery of Operation Epsilon and the Phoenix Project had immersed him in a world where science and the supernatural intertwined in unexpected ways. Now, he found himself at the heart of an unknown, hidden in the shadows of police files. It all began when, that very morning, he received an unexpected message from Captain Harlan, summoning him to a secluded location, beyond the familiar offices of the police department. The message was brief, direct, and loaded with intrigue. Time for you to know the truth. Building 13, basement, at 1400 hours. Upon arrival, Alex found himself in front of a nondescript building, almost forgotten among the city blocks. It looked like an old warehouse, with dusty windows and no visible signs of activity. However, upon entering, he was greeted by an unusually modern lobby, with cold lights illuminating the way to a private elevator. As soon as he entered, Captain Harlan was already waiting for him, his imposing figure casting a shadow at the bottom of the elevator. You are about to enter a world that will change your perception of what you consider real, Alex, Harlan said in a tone laden with mystery, as the elevator slowly descended into the underground levels. What you will see today is only the beginning of a fight that has been waged in the shadows, out of reach of the public, for years. We are the first and last line of defense against threats that defy logic, and that, in the wrong hands, could destroy us all. The elevator stopped with a soft hum, and the doors swung open, revealing a long, dimly lit corridor. With each step, Alex could feel the weight of silence, broken only by the distant echo of conversations and the faint flickering of devices he did not recognize. Harlan led him through a series of doors and hallways, each more unusual than the last. They passed through offices filled with screens displaying maps of the entire world, charts of unknown energy, and a board of missions in progress. Every person they passed seemed to be immersed in some sort of confidential task. Finally, they came to an unmarked door, guarded by a biometric scanner. The captain swiped his hand through the scanner and the door slowly opened, revealing a space that seemed straight out of another world. In contrast to the ordinary appearance of the outside, the interior of the department was a mix of advanced technology and elements of the supernatural. "Welcome to the secret department," Harlan announced, stopping just inside the doorway as Alex watched, stunned. "This place is beyond what you would ever imagine. Here we not only investigate what the world doesn't understand, but we face threats that defy the very fabric of reality. Paranormal entities, energies that defy the laws of physics, and organizations that try to control that which they do not understand. We are the ones who keep the balance." Harlan continued as they moved through the main room, pointing to various areas. "Each of these offices serves a vital purpose in our fight. Here, scientists study paranormal energies and their interactions with modern technology. There, the behavior of entities we have captured or documented is analyzed. And up ahead, there are the field operatives, people like you, capable of confronting what lurks beyond the visible." The captain's voice took on an even more solemn tone. "Everything you've seen so far, Alex, barely scratches the surface of what's to come. Every case we take is steeped in danger, but also in a deeper truth. Evil, in all its forms, is real, and we are the only ones capable of stopping it." Access to the secret department was reserved for a select few, and Alex, with his newfound abilities, had become an invaluable resource. Despite how little he had explored of his newfound power, the connection to that mysterious energy grew stronger every day. However, he often found himself in situations where his control was put to the test. During one night of training in his apartment, he attempted to manipulate a small levitating object. As he concentrated, the energy flowed through him like a torrent, but in a moment of intense frustration, the object crashed into the wall, sending fragments flying everywhere. The physical sensation of that connection was like electricity coursing through his body, a feeling that could be both liberating and overwhelming. Still processing these new abilities, Captain Harlan had seen a potential in him that Alex still didn't fully understand. That morning, after a series of paranormal incidents in the city, he had been summoned urgently. Harlan had taken him to what appeared to be a secret facility, hidden beneath a seemingly ordinary building in the heart of the city. The elevator descended several levels until the doors opened onto a space completely unlike anything Alex had ever seen. The place was a labyrinth of top-secret offices and dark corridors, where the world's deepest secrets seemed to be archived in eerie silence. The armored door opened before him, revealing a space steeped in mystery. State-of-the-art equipment, its metallic sheen reflecting the dim light of the place, flickered on work tables. The constant hum of experimental devices mixed with the soft murmur of conversations between scientists, creating an atmosphere of palpable tension. Harlan led him around the room, stopping in front of an office with a large work table and high-tech screens, and turned to Alex with a piercing gaze. "Well, Alex," the captain began, crossing his arms as he watched him closely, "you have proven yourself to be much more than just a detective. Your skills make you an essential asset in our fight against what most could not even begin to understand. This is where the secret department comes in." Harlan moved to the table, activating a screen that showed a map with different hotspots of paranormal activity in the city, but also around the world. Each point glowed with a menacing intensity. What we are facing is much bigger than what you have seen so far. Entities that defy reality, phenomena that escape any rational explanation. But with your abilities, you could help us stop them. I am offering you full access to all our research and secrets. You would not just be an observer. Alex, I want you to be a part of this. You'll have your own office here, alongside the best scientists and agents in the field. You'll be able to study, develop, and hone your skills with the full backing of the department. Harlan paused, giving Alex a few seconds to process the magnitude of what he was proposing. "I'm giving you access to everything. Every file, every classified investigation. You'll have the resources to research whatever you need and conduct experiments to help you better understand your powers. However, there's something you need to understand." Harlan looked at him seriously. "This isn't an easy job, and it's not just about solving cases. We're fighting a war here against something bigger than ourselves. What I'm offering you is a position on the front lines." Alex looked around, sensing the immensity of what was to come. The captain's words resonated loudly, but he couldn't shake a feeling of doubt. Was he ready for this? He knew that crossing that line would mean leaving behind the life he had known. Taking on a responsibility he was only just beginning to understand. Accepting meant not only using his powers on dangerous missions, but also facing enemies that challenged his own perception of reality. He felt a knot in his stomach, but also a spark of excitement. It was a step into the unknown, but also a unique opportunity to discover who he really was. "I accept," Alex said without hesitation. Harlan nodded, satisfied. "Excellent. There is something else," Harlan said, his tone somber. "Not everything is as it seems here. Within the department, even among our own agents, there are forces that can turn against us. You have to be careful who you trust. What I give you now is access that few have, but also a warning. Do not trust anyone blindly." Alex felt the weight of those words. He knew he was entering a dangerous game, full of intrigue, power, and dark secrets. But he also knew that this was the path he had to take. With that access, Alex began to uncover the darkest mysteries the secret department was hiding. As the days passed, he became more familiar with the ongoing investigations. Unexplained disappearances, lights in the sky, and paranormal phenomena that seemed increasingly connected to a greater threat. With his new office and the resources at his disposal, Alex prepared to face the truth, whatever it might be. Captain Harlan watched him for a moment longer, then turned to a folder on the table, handing it to Alex. "This will be your first official case as a member of the secret department," Harlan said in a serious tone. disappearances, strange lights, and paranormal phenomena all in one place. We suspect that something much darker is going on, and we need it solved as soon as possible. With your skills, Alex, you could be the key to understanding what is happening. Alex took the folder, knowing that this would only be the beginning of a new and dangerous adventure. Alex, we need you more than ever. The city faces threats that defy all logic. As they walked through the corridors of the department, Alex couldn't help but notice the seriousness in Captain Harlan's expression. He had heard rumors about his past, stories of undercover missions and confrontations with the supernatural that had brought him to the brink of death. The respect and fear he inspired among the agents was not only due to his position, but to his deep knowledge of the unexplainable. There is more than meets the eye in this job, Alex, Harlan said, in a somber tone. What you will see here may change you as it did me. The captain's words echoed through Alex's mind, adding a layer of uncertainty to his mission. The ability to sense strange energies was a gift, but also a curse. He sometimes wondered if he could really control what he had begun to uncover, especially in intense emotional situations. Once, while arguing heatedly with Sarah about a case, he had felt a rush of energy around him, as if her anger could manifest in the air. He was afraid that if he lost control, what emerged would not just be a force of protection. With the vision of the secret department in his mind, Alex threw himself into his new responsibility as a paranormal detective with a mix of determination and caution. His first case led him to investigate a series of unexplained disappearances in a seemingly ordinary neighborhood. But it soon became clear that the disappearances were just the tip of the iceberg. As they investigated, more clues began to emerge about strange phenomena. Mysterious lights in the sky, reports of inhuman noises at night, and an increase in manifestations of unknown entities in different parts of the city. The disappearance of a group of teenagers investigating these events increased the urgency of the case. Each detail took on a special weight as Alex examined the evidence. The photographs in his hands, the fingerprints on the paper, everything took on an almost tangible meaning, as if the environment itself conspired to hide the truth. This time, as he reviewed a photo of one of the missing teenagers, an image in the background came to life in his mind. Alex closed his eyes and, without realizing it, the energies around him transported him to a fragment of the past. He saw the young people exploring an abandoned building and then darkness. "Alex, are you okay?" Sarah asked when she saw his reaction. "I saw it, Sarah. Something in this place is devouring people," he said, his breath ragged. His connection to the secret department amplified his senses, allowing him to perceive the unexplainable. It was during one of these investigations that Alex and Sarah discovered a peculiar artifact, an ancient object hidden in a forgotten altar in an abandoned building. The inscriptions on the artifact glowed with a light of their own, emanating an energy that Alex could feel deeply. As he held it, a fleeting vision of a distant past assailed him, an ancient civilization using the same object to channel powerful forces. The vision was not just a passing flash, but something that plunged him into a disturbing experience. He felt the stifling air of an ancient temple, heard chants in a forgotten language, and saw how the artifact was used to unleash a dark energy that devastated everything in its path. The danger was not just historical. The same power that had destroyed before could awaken again in the present. Cold sweat ran down his back as he dropped the object, aware that what they had in their hands was more than just an archaeological piece. It was a key and also a threat. "This isn't just an object, it's a key," Alex murmured, amazed. Sarah looked at him with concern. The artifact could be the missing piece in their investigation, but it could also attract greater danger. They knew they weren't prepared to face the entities awakened by their discovery, but the pressure of solving the case gave them no choice. As the threats grew, more agents and scientists emerged within the department, such as Elena Rios, a brilliant cryptographer tasked with deciphering the inscriptions on the artifact, and Victor Sandoval, a former military man who oversaw the security of the most dangerous missions. Alex's relationship with them was on shaky ground. While Elena was collaborative and determined, there were often flashes of distrust in her gaze. Victor, on the other hand, seemed to have an air of mystery about him that made Alex consider him both an ally and a potential threat. It was as if everyone was hiding something more than they were revealing. The discovery of the artifact acted as a turning point not only in the investigation, but also in the relationship between Alex and Sarah. What had started as a simple collaboration morphed into something deeper. The Knights became witnesses to their hard work together, as they followed leads that defied logic and faced entities that broke all the laws of nature. One day, after a long day, Alex and Sarah sat in a small break room, exhausted. The conversation turned serious. "What if what we're facing is bigger than we can handle?" Sarah asked, looking out the window. Alex felt the weight of her words. He knew the disappearances weren't just coincidences. It was a battle that was beyond them both, one that could destroy not only their careers, but their lives. That moment of vulnerability cemented their mutual trust. After so many nights of sharing investigations, there was a growing tension between them, a mix of closeness and fear. One night, as they reviewed reports, Alex allowed himself to open up to her completely. "Sometimes I feel like I'm losing control, Sarah," he confessed quietly. "These powers, I can't always handle them. I'm afraid one day I won't be able to contain what I carry inside." Sarah watched him silently, slowly approaching to take his hand. "You're not alone in this, Alex, but you have to trust yourself as much as I trust you." The honesty of his words gave Alex some relief, but fear still lingered. Every confrontation was adrenaline-charged, and Alex's ability to manipulate energy became his most powerful weapon in this world that transcended the tangible. But it also filled him with fear. What would happen if he lost control at a critical moment? The secret department, with its dimly lit hallways, became the center of his new life. Every case solved, every paranormal threat faced, brought them one step closer to the truth behind Viridian's experiments. During a meeting with Captain Harlan, he handed him a confidential file with a solemn warning. "I want you to be careful, Alex," Harlan said, his voice filled with concern. "Not everything is as it seems in the secret department. There are forces at play, even within our own ranks, that could jeopardize everything we're fighting for. Keep your eyes open and don't trust anyone without questioning them first." Alex picked up the file, feeling the weight of the warning. The captain's words echoed in his mind, intensifying his uncertainty. Something deeper and darker lurked at the heart of the secret department, and now, more than ever, he knew he had to be prepared for the unexpected. He felt trapped in a game of cat and mouse, where each revelation carried with it the threat of a new enigma to solve. The chapter culminates with Alex receiving a terrifying vision while reviewing one of the confidential files. A fleeting image of a betrayal in the secret department, and a direct warning that leaves him questioning his loyalty to the organization. Just as he begins to connect the dots, a chill runs down his spine. He feels like he is being watched. At first he thought it was just a feeling, but soon the small details began to pile up. His office was not as he had left it. A pen out of place, a document he did not remember moving. Every time he turned, he had the impression he had seen something out of the corner of his eye, a shadow that disappeared at the moment. The silence became oppressive, and what was once a safe space now felt invaded. It was when he saw the figure in the reflection of the blacked-out screen that he knew he wasn't alone.